A woman's worth shouldn't be based on her sexual preferences or her sexual prowess. Because just as a man can use a woman for sex, a woman for sure can use a man for just the same thing. And the thing is, I don't feel like women should be ashamed to know exactly what they want and how they want it and go after what they want. And that should be in business, in personal affairs, in sexual affairs, in men, in your career, in your ability to be a woman. People have this unrealistic ideal of how a woman should be and act and carry herself. A woman doesn't have to be anything to or for you. She doesn't have to be not a goddamn thing. She doesn't have to be pretty. She doesn't have to shave. She doesn't have to, to speak a certain way. She doesn't have to dress for you. So at the end of the day, a lot of men need to realize there is a lot of women who are doing things for themselves wholeheartedly. And I'm not talking about taking care of themselves, etc. I am talking about a lot of women are out here wearing the pants. If you want to go back to that old saying where they say, men wear the pants and bring home the bacon, no. A woman doesn't have to do anything but what she wants to do. So a lot of men need to realize your place in a woman's life is what you make it. First off, whatever woman that you're dealing with, you should know from a few times speaking with her what kind of woman she is and what she is after, especially when dealing with you. Because at this point in my life, any extra man is not a necessity. It is just an accessory. And again, I'll say that. Any extra men in my life, and I say extra because I have one who is number one. But the type of relationship that I am in, I am allowed to have more than one. Anybody that comes after my number one is an accessory for me. Like a motherfucking pair of shoes or bracelets or fucking jewelry that I put in my hair. An accessory. So just as men can have multiple women that they, fool around with, whatever, please realize that the roles have been switched. There are still a lot of women who are willing to bow down, kiss ass, whatever, playhouse, whatever, and that's fine because not all women are the same. So when you're dealing with a specific woman, you better really figure out what role you play in her life. Because a lot of men, what they'll do is they will take advantage. And I know this from personal experiences, just like a lot of women know this from personal experience. At the end of the day, I know men have been taken advantage of too, but at the end of the day, I'm not a fucking man, I'm a woman. So I'm only speaking to women about men. I am no longer in my 20s. So I would say I've had a fair amount of exchanges with men to know that a lot of the times when they deal with women out here, they're only dealing with women as an accessory. Because 9 times out of 10, they have a girlfriend or whatever somewhere tucked away, but they go sniffing around and they look for extras and other things. So those extra and other things that they seek out and they talk to and they convince to come back to their crib and blah, 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 blah. To those men that do that, those women that come back with them are accessories. Accessories. I say this to women because I want women to not be ashamed of their sexuality. When I say sexuality, I'm not talking about like if they're lesbian, don't be ashamed to be lesbian and all that stuff. I'm not talking about that. Do not be ashamed to explore your sexuality. And I'm not saying just go around and fuck every single body, you know, I'm not saying that. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then that's perfectly fine too. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with doing that either. Just do it safely and, you know, be wise about the people that you are fucking around with. But I'm saying I do not want women, especially in this day and age, to become so hardened and so in the closet about, oh, they just want a friend with benefits, you know, just somebody they can have to you know, mess around with on a consistent basis. At the end of the day, yeah, you may be my accessory, but if you fucking with me, there's some type of bond or something we are building. And if I figure out that you're not really on the same page as me and you're not trying to necessarily be an accessory that I can put on and take off when I choose to, then, you know, that will be an accessory that I have to fucking give back, donate, throw back out there. Let somebody else have a crack at it. Because at the end of the day, women, I don't want to say women need to start thinking like men, but in my experiences, women need to start having a masculine perspective at their feminine actions. A lot of women are way more sexual than men. Men will talk such a fucking good game, but when it comes down to it, the woman is the one who has to guide that individual. And I'm speaking to women, please. I'm not talking to teenagers, you know. I'm speaking specifically to people 25 and up. 25 and up. 25 and older. Because what I've realized is men will call you a fucking hoe, slut, every fucking thing that has to do with a woman being sexual and confident in her sexuality and in her body to explore. But that same man calling you a hoe and a slut and all this and that will be the same motherfucking man that done slept with over 100 people, but does not consider himself a hoe or a slut. And that's how I knew men they have a lopsided way of thinking, because there's no way in fucking hell a man can sleep with over 100 women. Mind you, this person is in their early 20s or so, and they slept with over 100 women, but then would have the nerve to call a woman who slept with less than 11 people. 11 people or less. And that man wants to side eye you and your sexual preferences. Of course it's double standards. We all know that. But at the end of the day, there is no more double standards. There is no more. If that same woman is considered a hoe, then guess what? That motherfucking man is hoe plus. HOEPLUS, hoe plus. So you can say that a man can be fully confident and in control of his sexual desires and appetites, and he's able to act on them when he feels the need to, but a woman can't do that? That makes absolutely no sense. And you know what? Back then, when I was naive and I just was seeing things on the surface level, I believed that shit. But learning more about yourself and your background, meaning the things that you are into as an adult, whether it be kinky shit, whether it just be you like multiple men, that's just what you like, that's just what you want. You have to look back at your childhood. But you don't have to. But 9 times out of 10, the different things that you're into as an adult came from a place of exploration as a child, as a kid. I follow this wonderful, wonderful podcast, Swing Culture TV. They're on YouTube, they're on Facebook, they're obviously a swinger podcast, you know. And they talk about kinks, they talk about perversions, they talk about just community and how to build, especially the Black community, up, and being able to be sexually aware and sexually confident. And these are adults here. 30-plus-year-old adults here. A lot of men just don't want to see women do the same exact things as them. Which is why I hear a lot of the times a lot of men make way more money than women in doing the same exact job. Those things need to be broken, because at the end of the day, a woman is probably way more in tune with her body, soul, mind, and spirit than motherfucking man ever could be, because a man is so surface level. And I'm not speaking about all men. I'm speaking about a fair amount of men who think very lopsided and think women should have only fucked 0 to 1 person. But then when you get in the fucking bed with them, they want you to know tricks and this and that. Well, nigga, how the fuck you think I'm supposed to know all this shit when I only slept with 1 or so people? Like, what are you expecting of me? Men will expect you to be way more, but have way less. I will say that again. Men will expect you to have more. No. I said that wrong. Men will expect you to know and do more, but have less. Have less than them. And again, I'm not talking about all men. So if you are a man and you listening to me and you're like, oh, this bitch talking shit. Oh, she's saying all men is this. And I'm not. Come on now. It's over 1 billion trillion folk on this motherfucking planet. You think I met all of them? No. I'm giving you a generalized idea of how I see men in my personal relationships with them and how others move with these men. I sit back and I just watch. You know, I used to have friends tell me, oh, I fucked this dude and he keep going back and forth to his baby mama and he said he gonna be with me and we supposed to be together and I just fucked him again, but he keep going back and forth to his baby mama. It's like, you know what? That man is telling you any old thing just to have extra ass. Pause. That man is telling you extra shit, extra bullshit, just so he can have an accessory. Because his baby mama is priority. So let's break this down. What's priority in an average person's life? Brushing your teeth. Brushing your teeth. We're going to use that as an example. That's priority. So a motherfucker has to brush his teeth 2 times a day, 2 to 3 times a day, whatever. You got to do that. That's something everybody has been taught to do. You got to do that. That's one thing you can't skip. You got to do that. Right? That's priority. Okay, so what's not priority? Okay, what's not priority is getting gold teeth. That's not a priority. That's an accessory. So, So, a man will brush his teeth every day, blah, 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 blah. And that is his baby mother. That's his baby mama. You, my friend, are just the gold teeth that he puts in and he takes out. You are just an accessory to him. Which is why, in the end, he will always go back to what is a priority to him. He may not always keep the golds. He may come to a point where, you know what, I'm kind of tired of wearing them. And he takes them out. And then that's a wrap. As I have fucking candle wax drip all over the floor. Oh my goodness. So women, you'll fuck around and have 4 or 5 kids by different men. simply because you are looking at him as a priority. When at the end of the day, when the tables are turned, he is only looking at you as an accessory. Oh, that's so funny. The wax, well, it did. The wax had turned into a heart, a shape of a heart. We do realize that we do get connected in some shape, way, or fashion to individuals that we have sexual encounters with. We do know that. My thing is to say to women, when you know you are dealing with a man who is an obvious accessory, a lot of times you can tell what men that come into your life are using you as an accessory. You should be able to distinguish that simple fact. If you are having a man come into your life as an accessory, please utilize that man as such. Do not put your whole heart, spirit, soul, as they would say, put all your eggs in one basket. Because 9 times out of 10, that's how you end up getting hurt. And your feelings are crushed. And you think one thing when in the back of your mind, you know it's not that. Do not have expectations. A lot of times when women, and again, I'm only speaking to women, a lot of times when women have expectations about what they want in a man or whatever man that they're dealing with, they have expectations on, okay, so since he fucked me, we're about to be together and this, that, and the third. And you expecting him to do this and do that and to text you all the time and to call you all the time and to take you out and to show you off to his friends and family and to do this and to... No. It's not going to happen that way. It's not going to happen that way, which is why I kind of don't understand why a lot more people aren't more interested in poly relationships and open relationships or swinger type relationships. I don't understand why they are not more interested in those things, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are not good at being monogamous. A lot of people want a lot more than one partner can give. At the end of the day, we have to be more mindful of ourselves and stop worrying about everybody else and what they have to think and say. And nobody else is gonna make you happy but yourself. And I had to learn this too. Stop trying to do shit to please other people when really deep down inside you want to do X, Y, and Z. But you can't do X, Y, and Z because you so busy thinking about, well, they're going to think of me as this and they're going to think of me as that. And I can't. So you rather would make motherfuckers that barely know you and motherfuckers that just see you on the outside, you rather make them people happy who really don't give a fuck about you either way. You rather make people happy than yourself happy and whole and what you want to do, especially if you're a fucking grown-ass woman. If you're a grown-ass woman, I'm sure you know what you like, what you love, what you don't like, and what you fucking hate. If you know in your relationships that you do not have the best track record at being monogamous to one individual solely, and you know that's a problem for you, then your best bet is not to promise someone someone's son, that you are going to only be dealing with them. Because at the end of the day, you're going to set yourself up for failure each and every time, or you're going to set yourself up for you being pushing down your own feelings and emotions and wanting to express different things with different people. In my opinion, and this is my opinion solely on how I see this, I like different experiences from different people. But again, I know that these extra people are only accessories. I have one primary partner that I'm willing and able to give my all to. Everything behind that is an accessory, which means it's not necessary, but it's an experience that I enjoy and don't mind having. So I really kind of feel like a lot of women need to start utilizing their masculine energy a lot more. And when I say utilizing their masculine energy, I'm not talking about dressing like a man, talking manly, doing a bunch of manly shit. When I say use your masculine energy, you need to take the emotions out of it. Take the emotions out of it. Just like a fair amount of the men do. When a man has sex with you and they know that you're just an accessory to them, or a side chick, or whatever the fuck you are to them, they take emotions out of it. There is no emotion. There is no attachment. For them, it's strictly physical. And a lot of women, when they lay down with these men, it's more than physical. It's emotional. It's spiritual. It's mental. And then last is physical. When really, all that extra shit is going to end up with you hurt. Keep it at a physical standpoint. Even if you are not in a relationship and you're dealing with a specific man, a lot of times these women deal with men and they instantly know that they doing this, that, and the third, but they think they're gonna change a man. You cannot change a man. If a man comes to you and you know it's based off off the physical, then you need to be in mind that it's strictly the physical that you're working and dealing with. Don't give a man the benefit of the doubt of taking your heart and soul. And I hear a lot of people talk about Future and how he's so toxic, this, that, and the third. Honestly, he is toxic. Or he is a narcissist. That's what he is. But at the end of the day, guess what? He's being himself. He's being himself wholeheartedly. Whether you like it or not, he's being himself wholeheartedly. And the women that deal with him, 9 times out of 10, they know how he is. But for some reason, they think that me having sex with this individual, me having sex with this man is going to change his whole outlook on everything when this motherfucker has been acting like this since fucking elementary. There's nothing you could change about that. That man will change when he feels it's necessary to, not because he's laying down with a new chick who thinks in her head, oh, I'm going to make him mine, or I'm going to make him not mess with any other people, or this, that, or even have a child with him is going to make him change. None of that is going to make him change, because you know what? He's not ready for change. And that's fine too. But at the end of the day, he's coming to you with his fucking mask off. Didn't he say that? Mask off. Fucking mask. Something like that. Yes, he's coming to you. He's coming to you just as he is. So at the end of the day, you really can't be mad at him. You kind of got to step back and take a look at yourself. And you know what? Use him as he's using you. Understand what the dynamic is. If you know this man be fucking women left and right, and he ain't really fucking with them on a consistent basis to the point where he's like whining and dining and, you know, just doing a bunch of extra shit that a woman will probably love a man to do. If you know he ain't doing that, what makes you think just because he enter your pussy that he's going to do it for you? You have to take your emotions out of it and know exactly what it is. It's just physical. And a lot of women are not ready to deal fully in the fact that men don't really give a fuck about you and how you feel. They don't. They are working. Oh, this candle is really going in. This candle's spilling all over the fucking floor, yo. This candle is spilling all over the floor. Whatever. I guess I got a mess to clean up. He don't give a fuck about you. So I say all of that to say this, women, ladies, take your emotions out of the extras, out of the accessories. Know the difference between a man who was willing to go and take care of you and do all the things that you want this toxic motherfucker to do. And a toxic motherfucker is not going to do it. He's going to fuck you and he's going to dip. Be able to work in your masculine energy. Because if you keep working in your feminine energy, you will get hurt each and every time. And not only will you be hurt, you will get to feeling shameful in your actions. Like just because you have a sexual nature, you feel bad. And you feel as if you a hoe or a slut or whatever the fuck some man has told you because he was uncomfortable and insecure in his own self. There's no way if you a grown ass woman, you should be called anything but your motherfucking name.